There are so many different Ninjago villains across Ninjago, but some aren't really that bad, just a little bit misguided, but then some are just pure evil. So I decided to gather a few Ninjago villains and rank them from least to most evil. So the different spots we have for them are not evil, a little bit evil, done some bad stuff, yeah, you're a bad guy, and then pure evil. So we will be ranking all of the skeletons as a group together because we saw them for like not even 20 minutes in the whole entire show. So seeing as we don't see them for that long, we only see them kidnap Nia and steal the golden weapons from the ninja. But since they are from the underworld, I guess they probably deserve to go to done some bad stuff. Because I guess at the end of the season, they did help the ninja fight the Serpentine. Next up is Garmadon, and I mean, he isn't a villain. He never really was except for like half of Season 2 and most of Season 9. But that was only because Harumi brought back the bad side of Garmadon. But he still managed to find a way to be good. So yeah, Garmadon is not evil. Next is the Serpentine, but we are excluding Pythor because I think he deserves to get his own spot in this list. So anyway, the Serpentine were pretty bad, but ever since Season 3, they have settled down and have been pretty helpful for the ninja ever since. So I will probably put them in done some bad stuff. So now it is time for Pythor, and he is a bit of a weird one, isn't he? At the start of the series, he was obviously bad. He released the Great Devourer, and then he helped the Overlord come back in Season 3. But then in Tournament of Elements, he brought Klaus's spellbook to Lloyd so he could read the spell to defeat the Anacondro. Then, for some reason in Day of the Departed, Pythor had some beef to settle with Lloyd, and finally, he helped the Overlord to return again in Crystallized. So, I will put him in, yeah, you're a bad guy, because I don't think he is pure evil. Obviously, the Overlord is going to be in pure evil. I mean, he is literally the embodiment of evil or something like that. So yeah, he is going in pure evil. And since the Stone Army were built by the Overlord, you would think they would go in pure evil, right? Well, no. They are controlled by whoever wears this helmet. And we see in the final battle that the Stone Army are capable of doing good when Dareth picks up the helmet and tells them to attack. So for that reason, I will put them in not evil. Next up is another villain made by the Overlord, General Cryptor. He is definitely a bad guy, but I wouldn't put him in pure evil since the Overlord basically controls him. So yeah, General Cryptor, you're a bad guy. Now we have Chen, and let me tell you that he is pure evil. During the Serpentine Wars, Chen was telling lies to both the Anacondri and the humans, which caused them to fight and to start the war. And then decades later, Chen then stole all of the Elemental Master's powers just so he could turn him and his army into Anacondris, so they could take over Ninjago. So that's why I've decided to put him into pure evil. And Klaus is Chen's right-hand man, and he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever, so he's also going into pure evil. But someone who does have some redeeming qualities is Moro. He is basically just a misguided teenager that wanted to get revenge on someone who he felt stole something from him, that being the Green Ninja. Also, at the end of Possession, it does seem that Moro has learnt that he has done wrong, and in the Day of the Departed, he tells Wu Yang's plan and what the villains were doing. And also during Possession, I guess he was technically told to release the Preeminent by the Preeminent. So for all of these reasons, I would put him in done some bad stuff. Narcon is a bit of a weird one. He didn't really do all that much bad, except that he put a couple of kids into his sword thing, and that he just casually pulled up some pastors in Ninjago to rebuild his home Ninjago. And that is actually a very important thing, because he only did all of this because his home got basically erased, so he felt angry. So that is why I won't put him too high on this list. But he is pretty much a so Yang is up next, and if you have totally forgotten about him and everything that he has done, I don't blame you. Basically, all he did was turn all of his students into ghosts and force them to be like his servants at his temple. At least I think that's what he did. I've kind of forgotten as well. So where should we put him? I don't know, maybe done some bad stuff. Now we have Crux and a Chronixed. And if I am right, they didn't have any reason to do what they did, but they didn't really do too much bad, at least in the first fight. But in Hands of Time, they did basically own slaves, but I don't know, I think I'll put them in, yeah, you're a bad guy. Now we have the quiet one, Princess Harumi. Now, am I the only one that finds it a little bit odd that Harumi just blames the ninja for the Great Devourer and her parents dying? I mean, come on Harumi, I didn't say you try and do anything, but besides that, she did bring back Lord Garmadon for the sole purpose of making Lloyd feel sad and angry, and also to take over the entire city. But in Crystallized, she is basically the only reason that the Overlord came back. If it wasn't for her, none of it would have ever happened. But I mean, she can't be a bad guy. She saved this family that one time. Oh, and when the Crystal King reveals that he was the one that turned the Great Devourer evil, she hit him a couple of times with her sword. She is truly a great person, not evil. Just kidding, she is obviously going into it at least a little bit evil. Now we have got Ultraviolet and Kilo in the same spot because they are basically the same. They both worked for Harumi in the Sons of Garmadon and didn't do too much there. And then they came back and crystallized and helped the ninja a little bit. So I will pop them in done some bad stuff. We have another SOG member here, Mr. E. So he is Echo Zane, but like reprogrammed to be evil. So it isn't really his fault, but I mean, he is bad. So yeah, Mr. E, you're a bad guy. The Iron Baron is very forgettable, but also he is pretty bad. He hunts dragons, and he also wanted to get the dragon armor for some reason that I've forgotten. But I am sure it was for a bad purpose. He should go in pure evil. Now we have the Oni. We were never really shown how bad they were in the show, but we were told that they were really bad, so I guess pure evil it is. Asphira is next, and she is annoying. I mean, shut up with your revenge already. But anyway, I don't think that Asphira is that bad. I mean, all she wanted to get, sorry in advance, was on Wu, and fair enough I guess. But in Crystallized, she had no reason to help the Crystal King, but she did, so because of that, I will put her in done some bad stuff. Obviously the Ice Emperor being Zane, but Corrupted isn't a bad guy, so not evil. And Unagami is obviously not evil either, at least according to most Ninjago fans. I mean, don't forget that he trapped people inside a video game and turned them into energy cubes. Don't say that, oh, that was only because he thought he was doing the right thing. He was just doing what he was told. Shut up. He almost deserves to be in pure evil, but because I would probably get a lot of hate for that, I will put him in done some bad stuff. The Skull Sorcerer though is pure evil. He got the Loyally to get him the skull, and then he just imprisoned them inside the mountain. And he also forced the monks and the geckos to be his slave. How is he not gonna be in pure evil? Next up is Kalmar. I mean, he killed his own dad and released Wojira. I mean, it's pretty simple, pure evil. Beatrix also killed her own dad, and she also basically wanted to destroy the whole world with the Mergequakes. And how could you forget that she also owned like a whole army to hunt down dragons just to use them for power? I mean, just use electricity. Definitely pure evil. Dr. LaRoe is also pretty evil, but at least she knows where to draw the line. Like when she refused to make the Mergequake gun thing when the fake claw was in it. But she does do tests on dragons, so I think we can put it in a little bit evil. Rapton is gonna be a weird one. On one hand, he helped a ninja with stopping Empress Beatrix, but on the other hand, he hunts dragons pretty much just for the fun of it. But because I think he will be kind of a good guy slash anti-hero from now on, I'll just put him in done some bad stuff. Lord Raz is the final guy we are going to rank. Now, it is looking like he is going to be the big bad of Season 2. But in Season 1, we didn't see him do too much really. But rumor has it, Lord Raz's master is going to be the Overlord. And if that is true, he is going to be straight into pure evil. So that is every Ninjago villain ranked from the least evil to most evil. In the comments, let me know whether you agree or disagree, and if you want another video to watch, I recommend you to watch this video where I ranked Ninjago characters' haircuts. See you later, be Ninja.